Good morning, students. Today we are going to see another simple poem entitled An Epitaph, written by W.H. Davis. Let us first take some information about the poet. William Henry Davis was a modern British poet. He was born in Monmouthshire in England. He gathered all the worldly experience and wisdom through his wandering like a tramp. He composed poems about animals and birds. His descriptions are uncommon and surprising. They not only entertain the reader but make them introspective. All his poems and songs are simple and spontaneous. He published 20 volumes of poetry between 1907 to 1938. Let's go back. William Henry Davis was a modern British poet. He's a modern British poet. He was born in Monmouthshire in England. He gathered all the worldly experience and wisdom through his wandering like a tramp. What is the he more than studying in the library, he wandered here and there in the world, and that experience he transferred, he converted into the poems. So his poems are nothing but his experience in the world. They not only entertain the reader but make them introspective. They do not make only entertain the poem, reader, but make them interesting. After reading the poem, all the readers think what the poet would like to say. All his poems and songs are simple and spontaneous, very simple and spontaneous. They are coming. What is the spontaneous? Is a continuous flow of thought. Okay, so there is no break in thought. That is called spontaneous. It is coming from bottom of his heart. He published 20 volumes of poetry between 1907 to 1930. Look at that. 20 volumes of poetry he has published. Let's go back to this particular poem. This poem is about an epitaph. What is an epitaph? Epitaph is an inscription on a tomb. Generally, it is a short description of the person buried. It may be a short passage in verse or prose written in a memory of the dead. This poem describes the epitaph inscribed on the tomb of one good man. The details like his name, country, race, religion, details of birth, and any other details are not given. This poem is about one good man who is representative of a common except his introspective nature. The poet attempts to convey the message that we all possess minimum goodness for which we are remembered and occasionally benefited. So, this poem is about an epitaph. An epitaph is an inscription on a tomb. What is the after the death of a person, in the memory of the dead person, we build a tomb on his dead body. When we bury on that dead body, we have a tomb. Okay, when we erect a tomb, and on that, what is that? Generally, it is a short description of the person buried. It is about the name. What is that? It may be a short passage in verse or prose written in the memory of the dead. We write his name, on his from birth to death, on some kind of. It is in a poetry form or in a prose form. This poem describes the epitaph inscribed on the tomb of one good man. This is about one good man. The details are like his name, country, race, religion, days of birth, or any other details are not given. On this tomb, nothing is given. Neither his name is given, nothing is given. Only what is there? It is about one good man who is representative of a common man except his introspective nature. Now he is a good man and he is only thinking about he is a person who thinks a lot. The poem attempts to convey the message that we all possess minimum goodness for which we are remembered and occasionally benefited. Always it is the nature of human nature that we believe everybody has goodness that is remembered in the End of that. Means the poet would like to say that neither our property or material point of view is coming in the end. It is only our goodness, our memories are coming up to us. First, read me the poem. Beneath this stone lies one good man, and when we say his kindly thoughts toward all men was as generous to the living to the dead. What more for any mortal beside? His only enemies were those he tried to help and felt, who blamed him in their pride, parading that his power was not as great as his intention and their own weak state. And if he met with men those too slow to move into the fullness of his own clear love, he looked for the fault in his own self and not blamed other men like our common lot. His boundless thirst and innocence of evil tempted the base and mean and helped the level, since such a man without suspicion kind was duped by many a false, ungrateful mind. He has gone to heaven because he lived so well that many a wrench through him has gone to hell. Now let's go to the one by one. Friend, this is an epitaph. Already, for example, I have given you the one example of the great poet W.B. Yeats. Is born and death printed there. Now see, beneath this stone lies one good man. Now, actually, the kind of term I have inscribed here, everything is given in poetry. Some words have been given there, but for this man, there is only two words, one good man. Beneath this stone lies one good man, and when we say his kindly thought towards all men was as generous to the living as to the dead. Friend, why it is a one good man is really like a sant. You know, we common people have jealousy, hatred. Okay, so many vices are, we are packed with vices. We laugh only for the sake of enemies. So these are the, but what how the one good man is like a sant who does not have any guilt, any hatred, any jealousy for others. So that he calls them all are equal. Okay. Beneath this stone lies one good man. And when we say his kindly thought towards all men was as generous to the living to the dead. No, means all the dead people and live people, the all he has all same. He does not say any bad word to anybody. He's just simply he's a very generous man, very kind hearted, very polite. He does not have any guilt, any okay behind him. Okay, now what more for any mortal beside? His only enemies were those he tried to help and failed, who blamed him in their pride. What more for any mortal beside? Mortal is a man who is dead, is a human being. Mortal. We all human beings are mortal. What more for any mortal beside? His only enemies were those as he tried to help and failed, who blamed him in their pride. No, his only enemies were those he tried to help. No, what happens that this one good man, he has a helping nature. When he tries to help other people, he is himself coming forward and helping other people, but he failed. Suppose, for example, let's say that I want to help you. So, suppose you say that you have for a good man you have demanded some money. He promises you to give money, but he couldn't give. So he failed. His promises failed. Now what we who blamed him in their pride. Now we said you are useless fellow. You just give promises and do not follow them. So this kind of jealousy is there, hatred there in our mind about that person. Okay, in their mind, forgetting that his power was not as great as his intention. We forget that when we say, when we, friends, it is said that when we forward one finger to others, all three fingers are four fingers are with us. It is same manner. So manner when we forget, when we try to blame other people, we forget that. What do we forget? Forgetting that his power was not as great as his intention. His intention is very good, friend, but our intention, our helping nature is not good. For example, suppose, friend, that you have a very good friend, and he has a bike. Okay, now every day he gives lift to you up to the college, for example, say that, and one day he said no. Okay, so 10 days you have been coming continuously to the college, okay, on his bike, but one day he said no, he rejected to give you the lift. On that very moment we forget whatever happened last 10 days and we blame him. So this is the nature of human nature, common man's nature, their own weak stake. We are actually, when we blame others, we are not powerful to blame. Friends, it is very simple to abuse other, blame other, claim others, jealous others, hated others. Very simple. But friend, to become a good, you must have guts. You must have some powerful capacity in you. Okay, let's go to that. So, mistake. And if he met with men too slow to move into the fullness of his own clear love, he looked for the fault in his own self and not blamed other men like our more common lot. Now see, and if he met with men too slow to move, suppose for example, if, okay, say that, come on, let's take some example. He tries to give you the some kind of etiquettes and manners to that. So people are not going to listen them. So they are very slow in that. Okay, and if he met with the man too slow to move into the fullness of his own clear love. Now what, when he tries to give the goods manners how to live, that what it was not his personal gain at all. Doesn't have the personal gain. He just wanted that our society should be very gentle, polite, without any hatred, without any jealousy. It is his intention. Okay, but friends, we forget that all. And if he made those men too slow to move into the fullness of his own clear love, he has a love, he has a respect for others, but we do not have that respect for him. He looked for the fault in his own self and not blamed other men like our common lot. See, for example, see, does not blame others. Suppose if you make mistake, that man, good man, doesn't give blame to you. He thinks that, oh, I must be somewhere lacking. I must be very weak. That's why I could not complete in that. So friends, see, for example, so I'm a teacher. I'm teaching you, and at present also I'm teaching you in the classroom. I taught you the poem, okay? And if one of the students says, "Sir, I couldn't understand what you are taught," okay, I go on couldn't get that. No, so that time I should not blame you. That time I said that, oh, what kind of way have I made any okay, misunderstanding, or what kind of teaching I have that students don't understand. So such kind of self introspective nature that good man has. So it's like that. He looked for the fault in his own self, not blame others men like our own common lot. So common people always blame others. So think about that. But these good people never hated. There is no hate in their mind. They have the very good nature. His boundless trust and innocence of evil tempted the base and mean and helped the devil. What happens? His boundless trust. He believes that so many people have, you know, looted him. So many people have, taken the benefit of his nature. But he trust, boundless trust. There are in friends, that in your life also, such kind of thoughts have been occurred, that you have full faith in you, full blame in you, but sorry, full faith for others in you. You have good nature. You would like to, you know, help others. But what is the result is that, okay, his boundless trust and innocence of evil tempted the base and mean. But what happens? It is sometimes, when good man is there, we take benefit of that. We, blackmail him. We, cheat him. Okay. So tempted the base and mean. Base and means very common people, very lot, and help the devil. What happens when we, it's kind of, philosophy. when there's a good person, we deceive him. Okay, we deceive him, we blame him, but he doesn't react to that. That time, friends, the poet says that, Davis says, PM they say that, friends, that we are going to help the devil. There's a concept of heaven and hell. Now, when we blame others, our these okay, these are the vices. They are counting to the hell. Okay. Now, since such a man, without suspicion, Cain was duped by many a false, ungrateful mind. He has gone to heaven because he lived so well that many a wretch through him has gone to hell. Now, see what is the difference here? See, there is a concept of heaven and hell. So, since such a man, without doubt, definitely without suspicion, kind, was duped by many persons. So these common people, sorry, may say that these good people, like some people, always deceived by others, but they do not have any guilt in their mind that I have been deceived. Okay, but he says that okay, it's all right. He says that, but what happens then? Such a man, without suspicion, kind, was duped by the many false, ungrateful mind. Okay, who deceive, who do not have greatness for others, we make mockery of that man. Such kind of that. Now the poet says that we are, when because already I have told that making mockery, making claim, blame is very simple, abusing is very simple, but what is happening, the result is that we are adding towards the devil, we are adding towards the hell. And when we blame others, look for yourself. Do you have that capacity? Do you have that, you know sense to make any fault in others, search in fault in others? Okay. Now what happens? He has gone to heaven, friends. Though we blame him, though claim him, deceived him, what is the result for that? He gone to heaven because he lived so well. He lived so well without, anxiety, without any kind of, hatred for others, so well that many a wretch through him has gone to hell. And when the people who have been blamed, who blame others, they go to hell. This is a simple poem about the how to live in personal life. Try to get greatness, generosity, honesty of that good man, so definitely you will go for the heaven. This kind of simple thought has been derived by the poet. Okay.